All right, you fucker. Padded Room Radio, you motherfuckers. My name is Darian. I have returned for another week of horror goodness, brought to you absolutely 110% free of charge, courtesy of the Padded Room Podcasting Network. Buddy is here, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up?
Buddy is here. What's going on, buddy?
It just feels good to be back.
It's good to have you. It's good to see your smiling face, finally.
Man. Yeah.
What's up, dude? We missed you for like 4 weeks.
I know, I missed you guys. Just working a lot and trying to get some stuff squared away there. And
yeah, dude.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll see.
Tell me you own like a palatial estate somewhere in the highlands of Nevada.
In my dreams, yes.
the amount of hours that you work, you fucking well should.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Where's my property?
Well, I don't know, but we could play Monopoly.
Yeah, there we go.
I'll gift you all the high-end properties.
Yeah.
Something, man. Something.
Yeah.
Jason Harrell is not here, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
He's not. He couldn't make it. He's back at work.
Oh man!
And if he's going to call into work, he's going to call into this podcast. I fucking knew it.
That's right. There's somebody there that listens.
That's right. Waiting. That's exactly right.
Oh, he's not too sick to go to the podcast.
Oh shit! No, fucking assholes. Right on, man. I've got some good news, buddy.
Yeah.
The San Francisco 49ers of flag football here in the Swift Sports Dome League are now 4-1.
Wow, that's awesome. So you are the flag master.
We are. I am the defensive coordinator.
Defense, huh?
My job is the defense.
Very cool.
With the exception of one team, the undefeated Baltimore Ravens, I've held every team to 6 points or less.
That's cool.
Every game. Now, we play the Ravens again this week. Buddy.
Ooh, good luck.
This week, buddy. It's about to go down.
Hope you've been studying your defense plays.
I have. And
I've
got all kinds. I've instituted what I call the Mortal Kombat defense.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so what I've done is
beat the shit out of them when they get close?
Fatalities.
Fatality!
You win. What I've done is I've given my 3 pass rushers Mortal Kombat names. Mm-hmm. I've got... What do you think, Deekmo? What do you think my son's Mortal Kombat name is?
I have no idea.
Scorpion.
Oh.
Scorpion. He's got the bun. Buddy.
Oh, okay.
And Scorpion has the bun, too, except his is like a samurai thing. Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Johnny Cage, and then when we switch out, I have Sonya Blade.
Ooh.
Because one of my best pass rushers is a girl.
Nice.
And she is fucking quick. Sonya Blade, Reptile, and Raiden.
That is so cool.
So when we're behind the line of scrimmage, I'll just yell out, Sub-Zero, Johnny Cage. Those two know to blitz. I probably shouldn't be giving this information out on the podcast. If there's any 9-year-old Baltimore Ravens listening, first off, fuck you, you're going down.
Yeah.
Secondly, your mother's a whore. Disregard what you just heard.
Mom!
Oh, God damn it. All right, well, there, buddy, we got a regular horror show to get into here.
Right on.
Much more to it than just me insulting 9-year-olds. Wildly inappropriate, like. How about we kick things off with a little horror news there, amigo?
Yeah.
Horror news.
What you got, Daddy-O?
Well, while Evil Dead Rise continues to kick dead-eyed ass at the box office, 5 brand new horror movies are releasing this week. This is May 16th to the 21st. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, there's Project Wolf Hunting, which is now streaming on Screambox.
Saw that, yeah.
Oh, you already saw that one?
No, I haven't seen it,
Oh, okay.
but I saw that was... I'm not going to do Screenbox. I'm not going to do it, man.
No, me either. Welcome Villain Films, Malum. That's another one. It's now available on VOD.
Yes.
Let's see, what do you got? Jalmari Helender, if I am saying that right.
What?
Writer-director Jalmari Helender, that did Rare Exports Big Game. He's back with Liongate's Sisu.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is now on home VOD starting today.
Alrighty.
The latest Tubi original, Sleeping Beauties, is now streaming on Tubi.
All right.
Kind of curious about that one. I really don't know.
All right.
And Freestyle Digital Media will release their smart house psychological horror thriller, Motion Detected, on VOD outlets this Friday.
Okay. That one sounds good.
Yeah.
Motion Detected.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Motion Detected.
All right.
Yeah, that's all I got.
That's it? That's it
what
for
do you got?
Dude, are you ready? I don't know if I'm ready. But there is something going down. There is a new... It's not my penis. It's not my penis.
Is there somebody under there?
Not yet. Not yet, buddy. But there could be. There is a new Masters of the Universe movie coming out next year.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing. Meg Foster is already attached.
Okay.
Now, if you'll recall, the original Masters of the Universe movie...
It was Dolph Lundgren, right?
Dolph Lundgren as He-Man, which was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Meg Foster, I think, was probably at her hottest at that point as Evelyn. These days, I think she could probably play Skeletor.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry. I said it, yes. If you need to know what Meg Foster looks like, go watch 31.
Oh, yeah.
She is a bit rough around the edges, my friends. I don't want to... She was actually very attractive as Evelyn. She had like the slick back hair, and like the wicked crown, and she was all pale, and she has those like crystal blue eyes that just stare right through you.
Oh yeah.
Not so much these days. I don't know, man. I don't want to.
I haven't seen her currently.
I don't want to cast. It's. Have you seen 31? Yeah, she looks like she just got off the methamphetamine train. I'm just saying, man, dude. She's got all the veins. And she's very sunken. I don't know. Whatever, dude. Are you ready for some Willem Dafoe news?
Oh, yeah.
I heard that guy has a cock the size of 3 Red Bull cans.
Wow.
Stacked on top of it. I heard they had to use a smaller cock for Antichrist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because his was too big. I don't know if that's true. I'm just telling you what I heard.
A cock double, huh?
Yeah, because his was going to probably... rupture the rectum of the young lady.
Ladies, close your mouth. Quit staring. Double, please. We need somebody over here.
Hey. Willem Dafoe has just joined the cast of Beetlejuice 2.
Oh.
Along with Jen Ortega, Winona Ryder,
Right on.
and Alec Baldwin.
Okay, so those two are coming back. Winona Ryder and Alec Baldwin.
Yes. So I believe the premise is going to be that Jen Ortega is Winona Ryder's daughter.
Okay.
And and Michael Keaton, of course, is coming back.
Yeah.
And Willem Dafoe is now in, and so is his penis. So there's that for you. You brought up a movie called Malum.
Yes.
I'm interested in this. It does hit VOD. This week, actually today, as a matter of fact. Do you know what Malum is?
No.
Have you seen a movie called The Last Shift?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great movie.
Right? Malum is a remake of The Last Shift.
Oh.
I don't know if it's one of my favorites.
I know.
It's
I hope
great.
they don't screw it up.
From what I gather, it is much more fucking...
gruesome?
Yes.
Okay.
And...
I'm in.
just gnarly shit going down. It's Dude, you're fucking with The Last Shift. Mm-hmm. You could easily piss a lot of people off.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's a great show. Mm-hmm. I think it's universally recognized as a great show. Mm-hmm. The pentagram face carvings, the cop with the back of his head blown out. Yeah. Fucking dude. Mm-hmm. You could piss a lot of people off with this.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see what you got to say.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
I'll see what's going on here. Hellboy, the Crooked Man, has wrapped principal photography. New Hellboy movie.
Oh, okay.
No Ron Perlman.
Right.
No.
I don't think he was in the last one.
No, he wasn't. It was the guy from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
So this is like a prequel because they got like a young kid playing Hellboy.
Oh, okay.
So there's that. I'm interested in that. Lastly, Needful Things is getting a 4K Blu-ray release.
All right.
And apparently there is a 3-hour-long cut.
Whoa.
Of Needful Things.
Okay.
So, there's that.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
Yeah.
Have you ever read the book?
Mm-mm.
I think that was Stephen King's attempt at comedy.
Okay.
Because it's actually hilarious. Like, if you read it. Mm-hmm. Like, rival church groups having a big gang fight in a parking lot.
Wow.
Beating the living crap out of each other. Just... people like sinking to the lowest common denominator for over weird little like a Velvet Elvis. Remember the Velvet Elvis?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like one chick was ready to suck well, you understand where you understand what I'm doing here. Over a Velvet Elvis.
Right.
You can find that at any given flea market.
Mm-hmm. You know?
Dude, if you're an Elvis fan, it's a Velvet Elvis. Who gives a shit?
Right.
Whatever. All right, that's all we got on the horror news, amigo.
All right.
Some listener mail?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get it on.
Listener mail.
Dude, I got emails, voicemails, all kinds of fucking shit going on here.
All right.
Let's kick things off in Sydney, Australia. It's our main man from Dummies for Horror. Not Horror for Dummies. Don't even think it. Don't say it. Don't say it 3 times in a mirror. I know you're thinking about doing that, buddy. Don't do that.
Dummies for Horror.
Don't you... hey, not horror... No, you could say that. Don't say Horror for Dummies. Because if you say that 3 times in a mirror... a restraining order.
Tim jumps out at you?
No.
Oh.
You get a cease and desist letter from the people that made fucking keyboarding for dummies. Or I don't know. Whatever that for dummies shit is. What do we got here? Demons and shit, subject line. Yo, what's happening, guys? Hope everyone is good this week. 3 on a meat hook. Demon Possession Films. Number 3, The Exorcist. He put that at number 3. Number 2, The Conjuring. Mm-hmm. I don't know that I would call that a demonic possession film. It was more of a witch possession film, if you ask me. I mean, one could draw a parallel, I suppose, but
yeah,
I don't know. That's fine, Tim. Number 1, Evil Dead 2013. If Jason was here, he would give you a blowjob and tickle your balls while he did it. Look at that. Put a little right there at the bottom. Hey, for the Terror Dome, I want to get in here quick. I would like to take Rawhead Rex for my pick.
Wow. Hope
that's okay. Let me know if not. Much love to you all. Catch you on the next time. Tim, I'm putting you down for Rawhead Rex, big dog. God damn. Buddy, have you ever seen a movie called Rawhead Rex?
Yeah.
Wow. That is the WWE horror movie.
Yeah.
That is the most heavy metal...
piece of shit movie.
Oh, wow! Wow! It's a thing.
Yeah, it is. Not my thing.
I mean, if somebody had gotten kicked out of the band Gwar...
Yeah, that's...
for being a little too intense, it would be Rawhead Rex.
Yeah.
But
man, I loved Gwar back in the day. Oh, man.
Right on, Tim. Thanks for calling in, big dog.
Thanks, Tim.
Or writing in, I should say. We have some voicemails here, buddy.
All right.
Let's break it down. Dudes, we got to start things off in beautiful downtown Anderson, Indiana. Here comes Coop Newcomb.
Hey!
Good evening, Darian, Jason, fellow Titlurkers.
Titlurkers.
So, get right to it.
Okay.
3 on a meat hook. This week's Demon Possession movies.
Yes, sir.
I got thinking about it. Boy, there's a lot of them.
There is.
As you guys know. So, picked the ones I had fun with more than anything. Number 3, I picked Night of the Demons. That one, kind of goofy, but
it's a good time
I like
watch.
It. Number 2, got to go with the classic, The Exorcist.
Okay.
That one just knocks it out of the park.
I mean, it's, kind of goes without saying.
Number 1 is something I recently have seen is that Evil Dead Rise. I really, start to finish, I enjoyed it all the way through.
Right on.
I agree with Jason. I think that the one prior to this, a little darker, a little more.
2013.
I don't know. It had something that this last one it didn't, but this last one didn't fail. I was smiling the whole time I saw the movie.
Nice.
I'm putting that as my number 1.
Number 1.
Educate. I know I've seen something like this, but I can't.
Oh, you think so, huh?
I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah, probably not.
I know I've seen something like this.
It's a deep dive.
Probably the past couple of years ago. Anyway, that is all I have. I hope you guys have a good evening, and I'll see you next week.
Beautiful.
All right.
Thanks for calling in, Coop. Cooper's a good dude. He's a regular correspondent to the padded room. I don't hear any screaming or crying, so I think we're okay. Let's get down to our main man in Alabama. Here comes Alan of the Cha-Cha.
Hey, Alan.
Pat, what's up?
What's up,
Hope
Alan?
everybody's doing good.
We're alive.
Barry and I don't know who you are this week.
Yeah, I did a deep dive on you.
I tried. Well, I haven't seen that. I tried googling it. There's some horror movies, writers, and stuff.
It's
so meat hook possession movies.
Okay.
I'm gonna go number 3, The Exorcist.
Yeah.
Number 2, Lords of Salem.
Lords of
and
Salem.
number 1, The Evil Dead.
Okay.
I finally watched 31.
What do you think?
Really liked it. Doomhead's a badass.
I was him for Halloween.
I watched this new flick I found on TV called Night of the Bastard. That's something to check out. Anyway, hope everybody's
Sounds
good.
awesome.
Talk to y'all later. Bye.
Nice. I need to get myself Night of the Bastard.
Night of the Bastard.
I feel like it's just a guy that works at Walmart and he's like not helping anybody. He's just being a dick.
Or a video store.
Yeah, or a maybe a Starbucks.
AMPM.
Oh, you want your maca latte? Fuck off! You bastard!
Some gas station store.
Yep. His name is Dale Trenzy. And he has had enough of everybody's horse shit. And, yeah, man. Right on. Thanks for calling in, Alan. Night of the Bastard. I did a deep dive on the education this week. I don't think anybody's going to get me. Well, clearly nobody's going to get me because that was the end of listener mail. So I think...
That's a good guess.
It was. It's a hard... Probably one that not a lot of people have seen. I watched it. It's okay. I'll say it's okay. But we'll get more into that when we educate Darian. Buddy, what do you think your top 3 demonic possession movies are off the top of your head? Don't even think about it. Don't look at your phone either. Just go.
I actually put Conjuring from my number 3.
Okay.
Exorcist.
Right.
Number 2. And then after watching Evil Dead Rise, that was my number 1.
I got to get on Evil Dead Rise. I haven't seen it.
You still haven't seen it?
I have not seen it.
Oh, man.
I saw Super Mario Brothers twice now.
I've seen it once.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers?
Yeah. I actually liked it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I was like, ooh, that is an awesome throwback.
So the entire football team has seen it. Mm-hmm. And you'll know a certain musical number and who is singing it because It's very distinct, but the chorus of it goes, peaches, 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 peaches. And now when my son comes off the field, everybody goes, Deacon, 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 Deacon. He hates it.
He hates it?
He hates it so much. But it's pretty funny. Yes, I will. It's on VOD now, so there's no excuse for me not to watch Evil Dead Rise. And it's getting a physical release next month.
Wow.
Yeah. They're not fucking around with this shit, man. It's a bang. I feel like an asshole that I didn't get to watch it in the theater, but it's too late for that now, apparently. Right on, man. Thank you guys very much, Tim, Alan, and Coop Nukem. You guys are gentlemen. Tim, I've got you down for Rawhead Rex in this year's Terrordome. Buddy, are you ready for a change-a-roo in the Terrordome?
Yeah.
We're doing things a little bit differently.
All right.
What we're doing this time is no franchise villains.
Oh.
So you have to pick a villain that has been in one movie and one movie only. Right now, Jimmy Bones is taken. Who the fuck is Jimmy Bones, you ask? The one and only Snoop Dogg horror movie entitled Bones.
Bones?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
He's been taken by Alan, and now Rawhead Rex is also taken.
Okay.
Jason,
all right.
Jason has his eye on somebody. I'm not going to give it away because as hosts we pick last.
Right.
But they start thinking about it right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Terrordome starts at the beginning of June. In the meantime, my friend, I think it's time you and I got ourselves into a movie, amigo.
¿Qué es lo que está pasando, chiquito? ¿Por qué viniste a visitarnos? ¿Qué es lo que te trajo hasta acá? ¿Pero qué es lo que implica todo esto? Esto implica que nosotros tres vamos a dividirnos en cada una de las casas donde creemos que ocurren los fenómenos paranormales. Señora, acá las cosas se están poniendo muy difíciles.
Usted puede elegir o no estar aquí.
¿Qué carajo es eso?
No tiene que tener sangre en las manos, no en este lugar. A estos seres les gusta la sangre.
That's right, beaches.
Yeah.
We're talking about Terrified from 2013. I know you've seen it. Don't act like you don't. It is presently streaming on Shudder. Came in at 5.6 stars. 6.5 stars on IMDb. Stars Maximiliano Gioni, Norberto Gonzala, and Ilaria Oneto. This movie is not rated. It is actually Argentinian.
Yeah?
Buddy, what do you think of that shit?
I actually like this.
It's a hell of a movie, man.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a horror movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things going on here. I think one could probably... No, not really. I mean, if you really wanted to draw the conclusion, it could be considered possibly an anthology. Just because there's so many different layers to this as we go. So our film starts off with a young lady doing dishes, probably getting ready to make dinner, and she stops because she thinks she hears voices coming out of the drain in the kitchen sink. And it's kind of eerie. It's kind of creepy a little bit. Her husband comes home, and he's very excited because apparently they ran over a dog. Mm-hmm. And he's excited because they didn't actually kill the dog. He's like, oh, the dog's alive! Yay!
Yeah.
And by the way, where's dinner? And she's like, I'm not making dinner tonight because there's fucking voices coming out of the kitchen sink. And he's like, what? No, come on. So they go and they run the sink and then nothing really. He's like, maybe it's our neighbor banging on pipes or it's an old house, maybe something, I don't know, whatever.
No, I heard it.
Yeah, she heard it. And he's like, well, what were the voices saying? They said they were going to kill me, buddy. They said they were going to kill me. That's no good.
That's pretty creepy.
I mean, it'd be one thing if you're like, overhearing a conversation about who's cheating on who or something like that. But, hey, we're going to come in there and kill you. All right.
You will die.
Well, shit. It's a brand new car. So she's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this kitchen sink, man. So they go to bed that night, and everything seems copacetic. They wake up around 11:30, and they're like, what the hell? I don't know. She's like, well, I'm going to go to the bathroom. So she gets up and goes to the bathroom, and immediately a banging starts. Mm-hmm. Now, again, our husband is thinking it's that motherfucker Walter Carabajas.
Yeah.
Everybody lives next to a Walter Carabajas that is working on things in his garage all hours of the night and banging on shit and firing up power tools. And he's like, that son of a bitch, he's doing a remodel.
I'm trying to sleep
I'm trying to sleep, you fucking prick. So he goes through, he does the necessary steps. He starts off by beating on the wall with a shoe.
Hey,
you shut the fuck up. I mean, that's step one. He's doing his due diligence here, buddy. Step two, you put your fucking slippers on and march your ass over there. And apparently this neighborhood is full of intercoms because you just give them a buzz. And he's like, hey, stop your fucking banging. It's 5 a.m. And the only, reply he gets is a bunch of static and what sounded to me like heavy breathing.
Yeah. A little distortion.
Yeah, I don't know. But he's like, shut up, fucking Walter Carabajas. Mm-hmm. So he goes back and he's like, all right, honey, I think we're okay. His wife has been in the bathroom the whole time. Lays down, thinking, I'm going to get some sleep now, and then the banging starts again. So he's like, that's it.
I've had enough.
I'm going to go punch Walter Carabajas right in his Carabajas face. Mm-hmm. He walks past the bathroom, and he's like, wait a minute. That's not coming from next door.
It's coming from
the bathroom. So he's like, hey, honey. He opens the door, and what he finds
dude,
is that his wife is being ping-ponged back and forth on the shower. I guess like the shower stall, right?
Yeah, inside the shower from like one end to the other. Bam, bam, just repeatedly.
Yeah,
but it almost like stops a little bit in the center.
On her face, though, is the thing. So she's going face first into each side. So she's being turned so that her face impacts first by whatever she's being levitated by some unseen force.
Dude, that was awesome. I was like, whoa, that got my interest right away.
Ruthless. And there's just blood everywhere because this has been going on for like 25 minutes. Just doom, 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 doom. Hey, shut the fuck up. Stop for a second. Doom, doom, doom. Jesus, man, she's like a bloody mess.
Yeah.
Finally, he grabs her and he's like, "What the hell's going on?" Once he pins her up against the wall to keep her from the ping pong, just the back of her head starts smashing into the wall.
Yeah.
So he's like, "What?" So he lets her go, and then the ping ponging continues. Mm-hmm. And she is just a bloody fucking pulp at this point.
All I can think of is, man, if the cops again showed up, they're gonna think he's the one that was doing it.
How do you explain that?
Yeah.
How do you explain that to the cops?
Right.
Walter Carabajas! That son of a bitch.
That's right.
Well, bad news there, buddy. The cops do show up because we're going to jump about a year into the future. Mm-hmm. And our husband is now either incarcerated or in a mental institution, possibly. I'm not 100% sure where he was. But he gets pulled out of a cell, rightfully for probably murder. And he's questioned by 3 seemingly studious senior citizens, I guess, for lack of it. They look very professional. They look like college professors, I guess. There's 2 men and 1 woman, and they introduce themselves. We have Detective Hano, Dr. Albrecht, and Dr. Rosentalk. And they're like, hey, we know you didn't kill your wife. We know that something weird was happening in your neighborhood. We want to get in there. We think we can clear your name and get you out of this. Something like this, similar to this, happened in the United States back in 1996. Mm-hmm. We need to do some research. We're going to get to the bottom of the whole thing. We just need your written permission to go stay in your house for one night to do some research. So he's like, fuck yeah, whatever.
Yeah, if it gets me out of here, I'd do it.
Yeah, sign away. So now we're going to cut back a little bit into the past because we're kind of jumping all over with this movie, and we're gonna find out how Detective Hano got involved in this. So while they're questioning him, the three paranormal where they find out they're paranormal researchers, while they're questioning him, they're like, "We need to know all the events that led up to your wife's death. Go back like 2 weeks before she actually died, and just walk us through the whole thing." So he's like, "Well, okay, yeah, well." Fucking Walter Carabajas was being a real fuckface about his remodeling thing, and then something else weird happened. So now we're going to jump back to the past to before his wife died, and we're gonna find out what was going on with Walter Carabajas. He's struggling, dude. He's having a hard time, and oddly enough, he was desperately trying to get a hold of Dr. Albrecht, who was the female paranormal investigator. But her secretary or whoever just kept putting him off. Yeah. And he was like having some real problems in his little duplex side of the house because he couldn't get any sleep. Every time he went to go to sleep, his bed would move. So he's like, what the fuck is this shit all about? And he's a bit of a hoarder, too, to start with. Like, that place was pretty trashed. All kinds of weird shit going on. His bed's moving, weird banging going on. He can't get any fucking sleep. He's got the big bags under his eyes. He's trying to get a hold of Dr. Albrecht to help him out. Finally, he's like, well, I'll fucking get to the bottom of this myself. He sets himself up a camera. Yeah. Thinking, I'm going to find out what's kicking my bed around while I'm asleep.
That's what you do.
That's what you do. Sets it on night vision, takes himself a little snooze. Wakes up, of course, his bed is in a completely different place from where he went to sleep at. Wakes up, and what do we find out, buddy? There's a motherfucking naked guy hanging out underneath the bed. Yeah. Buddy? Shit, what a horny prick that guy is.
Walter, get out from under my bed.
Walter, you can't be staying in this house, Walter. Your BF's about to get effed in the B, if you understand what I'm saying. The naked guy creeps out from underneath his bed. He's a big, tall, scary dude, shaved head. Just kind of stands over Walter for a little while and then leaves the room. And Walter wakes up like right after he leaves the room. So Walter's thinking to himself, this fucking guy is still in my house. What the fuck? This guy's here somewhere. So Walter has a gun. And he's like running around his house trying to figure out what's going on. We see some shadows move. Walter pulls the trigger a couple of times, and then that's it for that. We're going to cut to the next side of this story, which is going to be a young lady by the name of Jacinta. Oh, Jacinta. Jacinta is a single mom, loves her son dearly. Now, I think it was the next day, but again, we're all over the place with this time frame. Yeah. I think it was the next day. Jacinta's son was playing ball out on the street with his little buddy. Soccer, kicking the ball around. The ball goes into Walter Carabajas's lawn. Her son goes over there to get the ball. And he's like, I got the ball, throw it over. But he sees Walter Carabajas left his outdoor faucet on. So he's like, I'm just going to get a drink of water here. Yeah. So while he's getting a drink of water, somebody, it may have been Walter himself, or it may have been somebody pretending to be Walter, but they're like from behind these weird
metal shades,
steel blinds, kind of a thing. Like, hey, get out of my lawn, you fucker! Don't touch my water. That's my water. It's bad for you. Get the fuck out of here. And the kid's like, Jesus Christ, man, sorry.
Backing up slowly.
He's just backpedaling out of the dude's lawn, and then kablamo! Gets hit by a fucking bus right in the street. Booyah! See, I've seen enough PSAs to know that whenever a kid gets killed, there's going to be a ball involved, and the ball is going to bounce
somewhere
after the kid is dead. No balls in this house. Yeah. None whatsoever. Yeah. We have one football. And the only reason we have that is because that'll bounce back into somebody's yard. It doesn't roll.
It doesn't roll,
I'm saying? Yeah. No, it's got that
like,
weird
over here, over there, over
yeah,
here.
bing, bong, bing, bang, boom. He can work on his footwork.
Right,
Avoiding traffic and stuff.
Then when you get older, you just stare at it till it stops.
That's right. Nope. I'm going to wait. I'll meet you at the corner there, Paul.
That's right.
So the kid is dead. There's blood everywhere. Now, this is before the death of the guy's wife. So the guy himself comes out, and he's like, Jacinta. And then she comes out and sees the body of her son. Paramedics, all that shit. We cut to the funeral. Very sad. Everybody's crying and freaking out. We cut to a couple of nights later, buddy. Jacinta is very distraught. She's still distraught. Mm-hmm. I can tell she's distraught because she's smoking cigarettes in the dark. Mm-hmm. And that's a chick move.
Yeah.
When chicks are distraught, they start smoking cigarettes in the dark. Remember Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction?
Yeah, that's not a chick.
Glenn Close is a chick.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of somebody else.
Yeah, I don't know what you're thinking about. You weirdo. But she doubled down by doing the move where she would turn the light on and off while she was smoking the cigarette.
Yeah.
That is scary. When you see a young lady doing that, you need to get out of that. That's like a hurricane warning right there, my friend. Anyway, she's smoking cigarettes in the dark. She gets a little knock on the door. Looks out the window and sees a bunch of muddy footprints going up to her front door. So she's like, huh? And then she peers over and sees the silhouette of somebody hanging around outside her front door. Now we're going to cut immediately to Detective Hano, who's being woken up out of a dead sleep. Mm-hmm. He's like, what the hell? And we find out it's his protege, Sergeant Funes. Mm-hmm. And he's like, hey, man, remember how you told me that one time that you weren't scared of nothing and you'd seen it all and everything and all that stuff? And he's like, yeah, I know.
Let me show you something.
Come on down here. I got something interesting for you to check out.
Yeah. It's going to blow your mind.
Yeah. Maybe you haven't seen
this.
Everything.
Yeah.
So Sergeant Funes goes down there and he's like, okay, all right, what do we got here? What's happening? So he's like, okay, this is Jacinto's house. She just lost her son. Her son is dead. I know because I was at the funeral and we all saw him get interred, and there's that. And as they're walking in, all the other police officers are like, bros, can we just not be here? This is really freaking us out. Can we just get the fuck out of here, please?
Very creepy.
Very creepy. And he's like, yeah, sure, get the fuck out of here. I don't mind. They walk in, and we find out that Jacinto is there, and she's like, my boy. They walk into the kitchen, and the dead body of her son is there. And it's sitting at the kitchen table with like
a glass of milk.
Yeah, like a bowl of cereal and some milk.
Yeah.
And it's sitting... This is probably one of the creepiest kids in a horror movie ever.
Yeah.
Because if fucking A, it's dead, right? It's like all gray and pale and...
Almost statuesque.
Rotting. It's rotting.
Yeah.
But it's not like in a gruesome fashion. It's like in a newly dead kind of early decomposition fashion. Mm-hmm. But it's sitting at the table at such an odd angle and weird, like, I don't know, stature to where it's like... That son of a bitch is going to get up and walk out of here at any minute.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's hard not to take your eyes off him because it's like, what the hell's it going to do?
Right, and then as Funes is telling Hano, he's like, hey, some of the police officers swear they saw it move.
Yeah,
but it's not moving; it's just still. So they're like, okay, all right, well, let's just figure this out. Jacinto is clearly like very upset about her son. She might have just dug his ass up and brought him home. But then we have these muddy little footprints going right up into the house from the outside into the kitchen. Mm-hmm. How do you explain that? And on top of that, his fucking fingernails are all jacked off. Mm-hmm. Like he scratched his way through the dirt. Yeah. How do you explain that shit? And Hano's like, well, we're going to say that she was overstricken with grief and she dug up her kid and brought him home. Mm-hmm. That's what we're going to say. That's going to be the official case closed ruling.
Right. We don't need anything weird getting out.
Yeah, no. And Funes is like, well, what about all this other shit? And he's like, hey, do you want your Jacinto to go to a mental institution for the rest of her life? Like, no. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do that. And then they hatch the ingenious scheme that they need to put, obviously, the little boy back in the ground. They need to get him back to the cemetery, put him back in the ground. Fair enough. They don't want to do it in front of the neighbors.
Yeah,
and now
broad daylight.
Right, now the sun is coming up, so they're like, oh, shit. How are we going to sort this out? So this part is kind of silly. They get the idea that they should put him in the backyard freezer until they can move the freezer out, move it back to the cemetery, and put him back in the ground. Okay, I get it.
They skipped over the knocking over the glass. Nope.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Yeah.
The dead kid knocked over a glass, buddy. So there's that. Did it move? It didn't look like it moved, but the glass did get knocked over.
Yeah, and the boy.
What about the boy? Oh, his little friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, his little friend. So as they're putting him in the freezer, his little friend is like fence hopping and gets a bunch of cell phone footage of them putting him in the freezer in the back. That's going to come back to bite him in the ass here in a minute. So they get him in there. They get him in the freezer. Hano's he's like, scoping the neighborhood, see if anybody's watching when they can move the fucking dead kid out of there. While he's scoping the neighborhood, he happens upon an old lady taking pictures of Carabajas's house. Like, who's this? What's this lady all about? She looks familiar. So he goes up and starts talking to her. Turns out it's Professor Albrecht.
Right.
Now, he's like, hey, I know you. You're Professor Albrecht. I went to one of your seminars about occult pathology and stuff like that. And she's like, oh, yeah. He's like, oh, I got something you need to see here, lady. So he takes her over there.
It was meant to be.
Yeah, this is more than a coincidence. Takes her over there, shows her the dead kid, and she's like, this is way too much, because... We got, and by the way, Carabajas is now missing. She tried knocking on his door. He's not even there.
Yeah.
His house is trashed, but she can't get a hold of him. And now we have this dead kid just showed up again at Mom's house. What the fuck is going on here? I don't know. So now this is about the time that the timeline catches up, and Hano, Albrecht, and her assistant, Dr. Rosentalk, go and talk to the dad or the husband of the ping pong wife. And that's where they're like, hey, can we go stay at your house there? So naturally he signs off. So they decide that the four of them are going to go, or the three of them are going to go stay at these three separate houses. They're bringing Funes along also, just for, I don't know why. He's like, I just want to go. I'll check it out. So they get set up. This is like, so it's one across the street, two on the other side of the street, but they're easily within probably 25 meters of each other, I'd say. They get in there. We have Hano at the husband and wife's house. We have Funes and Rosentalk at Carabajas's house. And then we have Albrecht at the Jacinto's house. So that's the plan. They're going to spend the night. They're going to do all kinds of weird paranormal research and things going on.
I wouldn't want to live on that street.
Fuck you. No fucking way. Hell no. I got kids, man. With balls. Balls that can roll and apparently smack you into a bus. No, hell no. I mean, I wouldn't mind, like, maybe I'll stop at one of the houses and have a beer with them or something.
Yeah. See
what's going on. Hey, you got the... where's the faucet that talks to you? Let's see, check that out. But they get in there. They separated, and now they're doing their experiments. We start with Albrecht. She breaks out this weird steampunky kind of pendulum device. I don't know what that was supposed to tell them or how it works or whatever it was, but she's very intent on keeping an eye on this pendulum thingy. We have Hano, who's just kind of like hanging, but he's like keeping an eye on everybody else in the other houses because he can see them out the windows. And then we have Rosentalk and Funes in Carabajas's house. Rosentalk is very enthusiastic and super excited to be doing experiments. Funes doesn't want anything to do. He's trying to come up with an excuse to get the fuck out of there. He does not want any part of it. It's pretty mellow at first. We get like some glasses moving over at Hano's house. We get the pendulum kind of swinging a little weird at Albrecht's house. Rosentalk and Funes are going through their house, which is, by the way, hoarders-esque. And they come across like a cabinet where all the knives are sticking, like they're like dangling underneath the cabinet in a weird way. They're not like fastened there. They're just kind of floating.
Yeah, it's just like floating there.
There
like
for a second. Yeah. So Rosentalk is like, oh, this is great. And this is where we get kind of a half-ass explanation as to what the hell's going on here. Didn't make a lot of sense to me. Rosentalk basically explained it as, I'm going to paraphrase here, but reality is basically an orange with various layers on top of it. Yeah. And sometimes, like, the orange rinds interlock, and what we think we have here is some kind of a dimensional rift in this neighborhood. I'm paraphrasing. I'm probably not doing it justice.
It's like a light rift and a dark rift.
Yeah, exactly. Which it's kind of cool, though, because, like, if you look in the darkness, you can see, like, you know, Carabajas is, like, under the bed, and he's trying to get out, but if you turn the light on, he immediately disappears, and it's just empty under the bed.
Right.
So that's kind of cool. But, He's fucking around with these knives that are dangling underneath the cabinet, and like one of them just impales him, just like right in the hand, like ching. So he's like, "Ah, shit!" He pulls it out, and he's like trying to close the wound, but he's getting blood everywhere. So he tells Funes, "You got to clean the blood up immediately. It's going to attract
more
other things of them. So you got to clean that shit up." While that's happening, we're going to cut back to Hanno. Hanno is watching this from the house that he's in, the kitchen window, and he's like, "Hey, there's somebody in that house with you." And we see the return of that naked fucking guy. And he's like, "Hey, there's a guy over there." But when he cocks his head one way or the other, he can see him. But then when he cocks his head this way, he disappears.
Yeah, it's because he's like hitting the light, which makes him disappear.
Yeah, exactly. There's like a weird light spectrum thing. But then eventually he cocks his head back, and the naked guy is right in front of his face.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of it for Hanno. He just kind of disappears. He'll reappear here in a second, but he's out. From there, things only get worse, and it's a lot of creepiness, a lot of noises, and a lot of Carabajas appearing and reappearing in dark spots throughout the house. I don't want to wreck this movie for you if you haven't seen it, but to make a long story short, at one point...
A lot of moving furniture around.
I don't know. I have no idea. There's a lot of weird shit going on. Like the furniture starts moving. What was it?
It's really weird. It's like, what the hell?
Albrecht's house has like a huge crack in the wall, which would be the house where the ping-ponging incident took place. And she's like, "Oh shit, there's a huge crack in the wall. That's like, there's darkness within the crack." So she's like, "I'm going to go talk to him." And she starts talking to the darkness, and Carabajas pops up. And he's like, "Hey, what's you come on out here?" And he's like, "Oh, they're torturing me. You got to help me. Oh, I'm in so much pain." And then like this giant arm with a claw on it reaches out from the crack and grabs Albrecht by the head and just snaps her neck. Yeah. So there's that. That happens. Hanno reappears like in a cabinet, but when you open the cabinet, he disappears. When you close, there's like a hole in the back of the cabinet.
That was weird.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, there's glass splinters in my eyes. You got to get me the fuck out of here." And he's like, "Okay." Opens a cabinet. It's just an empty cabinet. Closes it, and once the darkness hits that, he's back in there screaming for his life again. About the time that Rosentalk disappears, Funes is like, "Dude, yeah, peace out. I'm 2 days away from retirement. Fuck this fucking shit. I've got a weird medical condition, a heart thing going on. I am going to peace right out." So he's like, "You know what?" He starts walking towards the car. He gets out there. He takes his heart pills, and he's like, "Okay, I'm going to try and go back and get my friend Hanno." Goes back into the other, and that's where we get the sequence with the glass shards in the eyes. He's like, "Nope, no fucking way." Gets in his car, drives off. Goes and sits in a parking lot for a few minutes.
Yeah, but that chick was like hovering over the car.
Yeah, well, Albrecht got fucked up, but she came like charging out of the house, but like her head was off to the side or something.
As shit.
She's like, "Oh, we're being tortured," and he's like, "Peace out, y'all." Boom. He goes taking off. He gets to like an empty parking lot somewhere and starts smoking cigarettes. And he gets a call on his radio. He's like, "Hey, it's me, Patrolman Enrique. I'm here at the house. I'm trying to find you. Where are you? And he's like, get the
Get
fuck out of there now. Get out of there right now. And he's like, okay, I'm leaving. A few minutes later, like Funes kind of like grows the sack, and he's like, all right, I gotta sort this out. So he stops at a gas station and fills up a spare tank full of gas, and he's like, I'm gonna burn these fuckers down. Goes back to the house, starts spreading gasoline all over, of course. He's about to light the place on fire when Hano, with like these really fucked up eyeballs, pops out and blows the match out. And then
I thought that was the kid for some reason, but yeah, I think it was Hano.
I think it was something that I think it was the naked guy like charged at him, and then he shoots the gasoline, which lights one of the houses on fire.
That chick was hanging in the house.
Yes, and so was Enrique, the patrolman.
Yeah,
unfortunately, I guess he just killed himself or something else. I don't know. But now we're going to cut to the not so distant future, where the husband from the initial sequence is still incarcerated or in some kind of a mental institution, and 3 new paranormal researchers come in, and they're like, hey, yeah, do you recognize any of these people? And he's like, oh yeah, Detective Funes and Hano, and they came in and they wanted to go research the neighborhood. Yeah, none of them were ever seen again. And Funes was seen like lighting the place on fire. Do you know where he is? And it's like, no. That's pretty much the end of your movie right there.
Yeah. Then that scene where, was it the chair or something goes flying at the TV?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. At the end, he's like, who's that guy that's with you? And they look behind him, and they're like, there's nobody, we didn't bring anybody else. It's just us 3. And he's like, no, it's the guy behind you, and his face is all burned up.
Didn't you?
Yeah. And he's like, no, I remember him. He's this guy. And he's pointing to the picture of Rosenstock, who just kind of vanished halfway through the movie, but apparently now he's all burned up. And then the chair just goes flying at the camera. Whoa, buddy!
Man.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
What'd you think of Terrified?
I liked it.
Great show, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Way better than I thought it was going to be.
Horror movie.
Yeah.
Some genuinely disturbing and unsettling situations here.
Yeah, that one is actually worth a rewatch.
I've seen it a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I think probably, like, this could easily be an anthology. You got these 3 houses, shit going down in all of them, and then the paranormal researchers could be like the wraparound. Yeah. I don't know. It's a continuous story, so I don't think it really qualifies as an anthology. But if shot a little bit differently and edited a little bit differently, it could be.
Yeah. I like that scene where, he's filming under the bed, so he's watching the film and he sees it, and I think his gun was on the floor or something, and then all of a sudden he comes out of that closet. Because he opens the closet, is like, what the hell? Where are you with the gun? And then it's his clothes.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the hell? So he's rewatching it, and then you see that door open, the closet door open, and then you don't know what happens after that. It's
no.
Like, whoa.
Dude, that kid, though.
That
that
kid was
fucking
creepy.
kid, though. Yeah, it's like the way he was sitting, it's like as if he was having a conversation with somebody, and they just hit the pause button on it, And now he's stuck in like this weird kind of pose.
Yeah. And then when that kid comes to the side door and it turns its head toward him.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Number 1, I'm looking at my dead friend through a side window.
Yeah.
Number 2, it just turned its head and looked at me.
Yeah. Then
Fuck off.
Then when the kids scream, they all run in there, and then he's right back to staring straight ahead.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
I was like, what the hell?
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Whew.
Yeah, it's a good show, dude.
Good shit, man.
Definitely worth checking out. It's streaming presently on Shudder if you haven't seen it.
Watch it.
It is subtitled, but I don't think that takes anything away from it. Most of it is atmospheric, and just
watch it at night.
Yeah, if you can. That's probably the best way to do it. Buddy, let's do us a little break here, shall we?
Let's do it.
No matter which way you go, no matter which way you stay, you're out of my mind, out of my mind, out of my mind, out of my mind. I was walking with the ghost. I said
Hey inmates, if you like what you hear, head over to the Padded Room Facebook group and support us through the Patreon link with a small monthly donation. Check out the T-Villain link at paddedroom.podbean.com and grab some t-shirts. Thanks for listening and enjoy the rest of the show.
Oh, buddy. We are back.
Yeah.
We made it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Scary stuff, dude. I've always been fascinated by the idea of, like, you have a haunted house.
Uh-huh.
Sure. What if you had, like, 2 or 3 haunted houses all in a row? You know what I mean? What if you had, like, a whole haunted block? I feel like something like that could happen in Detroit. Right?
Detroit, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you have, like, blocks and blocks of abandoned houses.
Yeah. It's kind of like the poltergeist, being above a cemetery.
Yeah, but only one house got fucked with.
Yeah.
Which is kind of silly. That's kind of stupid when you think about
Yeah.
it. Whatever. Right on, man. Are you ready to get into this week's 3 on a Meat Hook?
Yes.
Righteous.
Three on a Meat Hook.
This week's Meat Hook. Most disturbing or frightening moments in film for you, buddy. Take it away with number 3, please.
The Shining's old lady in the bathtub.
That, I put some serious thought into adding that one.
Oh my gosh!
Right?
When I was younger watching, I was like, "Whoa!" I didn't really know anything. It's like, what the hell is that chick doing there? She gets out of there all creepy.
Yeah.
I was like,
Well-
ugh. So it's like instilled in my head that
Yeah.
scene.
Well, the worst part was that she was hot for like the first 13 seconds.
Yeah.
Until
it turns into like this
until
old woman.
until Jack decides he's coming in for a smoochie, and then boom, you've been sitting in that bathtub for quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I think the creepiest part about that one was like, how long has she been laying in that bathtub? And I get it. It's understanding it now.
It wouldn't
She
be
was-
clear water.
No, it would be some soup in there. But I understand now that was a ghost of a woman that committed suicide and all
Right.
that. But watching it the first time, you're like, whoa. How long has she been laying there?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They never smelled anything, nothing, and now she's up and doing that,
Mm-hmm.
chasing Jackie out of the apartment there. Nasty. My number 3, Saw 2, the hypodermic pit.
Oh man.
I cannot watch that scene without just getting like goosebumps and skin crawling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's bad.
One of them got it in the eye, right?
Not in that movie.
Not in that one.
No, the big dude picked up Shawnee Smith and threw her in there.
Yeah.
And that part was bad, but then she's got to like sift through to try to find the key, and when she comes out, she's just got needles sticking out of everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a problem with needles, but those needles looked fucking disgusting.
That was the point.
It was like a bunch of brown shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Is it old blood? Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Could be something worse. Could be like maple syrup or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, that's bad, man. Gives me the heebie-jeebies. What do you got on number 2 there, buddy?
Number 2, what's in the box?
If it wasn't for Brad Pitt's overacting in that scene,
it would have been glazed over.
No, I feel like that took a lot away from the scene. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
When he's doing like the whole, and he's got his gun out, and he's like, "What's in the box? What is in the box? What's in the box?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like if he had played it just a little
bit cooler,
little bit closer to the chest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's cool because we all know what was in the box at this point. But when we first saw that film, you thought you knew, but you didn't know for sure.
Yeah.
And Kevin Spacey's going on about, he didn't know she was pregnant. All that stuff. You're like, ay. But yeah, it's a hell of a way to end a movie. I will say that. Mm-hmm. Right on, man. My number 2, a little film called Cairo out of Japan. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have. It's been a while, but I've seen it.
Gnarly. Probably, in my opinion, one of the most effective ghost stories ever. But the part that really got me, to make a long story short, there's basically a ghost apocalypse happening. Mm-hmm. And we have a handful of survivors in Japan, and they're basically trying to convince themselves not to commit suicide. So one chick goes to the gas station to get some food and water and stuff. And while she's there, of course, because everything is now haunted, the gas station is also haunted. Mm-hmm. But it's that weird kind of Japanese understated ghost, mm-hmm. which I find fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
The ghost is there, and she sees the ghost, and the ghost sees her, but it's that thing where it's just the blank, emotionless face.
Yeah, not moving.
Not moving, just staring at you like just a fucking corpse almost. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Not necessarily threatening, but not non-threatening either.
Yeah.
Just a fucking tombstone of an individual, mm-hmm. and she just gets what she needs and gets the fuck out of there, and that thing never moves.
Yeah,
I find that wildly unnerving. It's
creepy.
Just me. Maybe it's just me, but I cannot handle that.
Oh yeah, no, that's.
If you want to scare the shit out of me, go stand in my hallway and just stare at me blankly. Well, you can. I'd be like, buddy, get out of here.
Yeah.
But if you were like a stranger or something, I'd be like, ooh. All right, man. How about number 1?
Number 1, The Miseries That Ankle Break.
That's a bad one, dude. Ooh. That is a bad one.
Yeah, just that whole clubbing of the ankle with that big old sledgehammer.
You know what ruined that for me? Honestly. Do you remember the show In Living Color?
Yeah.
They did a spoof of that where Rick James had somebody tied up and he broke their ankles.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, it's great. He comes out. It was Keenan Ivory Wayans as Rick James, and he comes out with the full ridiculous outfit. No. And he's like, "Oh, you're a dirty birdie." It's great. It's great. But that is bad because, dude, Kathy Bates.
She nailed that role.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
And like just the seemingly innocent harmlessness of her when I guess the juxtaposition of it when she turns it up on Paul Sheldon. You know what I mean? When he's not performing to her standards, the way she ratchets it up, even though she won't cuss and she's like, "Oh, heaven to Betsy," blah, 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 and all that stuff. But when he writes the ending that she does, or he tries to escape and she doesn't like it.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, the devil comes out. Mm-hmm. And so does the sledgehammer, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's bad, man. Watching his foot just go funk. Ay, ay, ay. My number 1 is going to be the original Night of the Living Dead. Mm-hmm. It's going to be the opening sequence. They're coming to get you, Barbara. What I found so disturbing about that was Bill Heinzman's zombie. He was the first zombie that appeared in Night of the Living Dead. The random blonde guy that was just kind of staggering through the cemetery. Nothing about him says zombie. At a glance. Mm-hmm. He could be drunk. He could just be limping. He could just be stupid. He could be some kind of a tardo. I don't know what his problem is. Mm-hmm. And here's Johnny and Barbara out there. Johnny's trying to have fun with this. Oh, they're coming to get there's one of them now. And lo and behold, this motherfucker grabs Barbara and starts like manhandling her.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit, Johnny, you were right. What the fuck is this guy? Mm-hmm. But looking at him, like at a glance, and I feel like this is something that the remake kind of missed out on. He doesn't look like a zombie. He doesn't even look dead.
Right.
He could just be a fucking pervo, you know, out looking to beat off in the woods or something, and you just happen to stroll through there at the wrong time. Mm-hmm. But when, and then of course, you know, Johnny gets knocked out, but Bill Heinzman, keeps going after Barbara, but not with any real level of intelligence. Like, he's not like, I'm going to catch you and rape you, and he's not like shouting at her.
Right.
Like the part where she gets in the car and he just starts pawing at the glass. Now, at this point, we're not yet quite in Zombie Town, but we're getting closer because this dude is not exhibiting any kind of intelligence at all whatsoever. Right. So she doesn't have the keys. She just pops the emergency brake and goes rolling down the hill. Manages to put enough distance between him and her, but he's still coming the whole way with that weird kind of gimpy, limp thing that he's doing. I saw this way too young, clearly, but it fucking scared the piss out of me to the point where I would point out senior citizens on the street to my parents, zombie, that could be a zombie. That's a zombie. That's not a zombie. Stop doing that. Those are our top 3 most frightening horror film moments, ladies and gentlemen. We would love to know what your top 3 are. Go to paddedroompodcast.com. Set yourself up a profile. You can mail us directly from mail@paddedroompodcast.com, or you can just click on the Meat Hook link, fill in your top 3, and we'll get the same information. We'll say it on next week's show. Or you get us on the regular old mental health hotline, area code 775-387-0275. While you're contemplating that, buddy, I've got to tell you what movies I got to watch this week in a little segment called What Are You Looking At? Yeah. You've got about a month's worth, amigo. Just give us. What are you looking at, buddy? Work. That's my horror show. It's fucking work. Right.
What are you looking at?
So I watched a documentary on Shudder called Woodlands Dark and Days Bewitched. It's a documentary about folk horror.
Huh.
Yeah. Basically, it gives you the entire history of quote-unquote folk horror. Now, what the hell is folk horror? You're probably wondering.
Yep.
Basically, any horror movie that takes place in any kind of a rural setting, small town situation. Good examples would be Pumpkinhead, The Wicker Man. It's ran through like lists and lists and lists of British folk horror and other folk horror from different regions and urban legends and how that kind of plays into it.
Troll,
I think that popped up on the list. It's fascinating. I mean, really, if you think about it, the problem I have with it, though, is that really any horror movie could be considered folk horror if you want to dig deep enough into it. I mean, the entire Friday the 13th franchise took place at a summer camp, folk horror.
Oh.
You know? All of it. Night of the Living Dead, I just brought up, took place at a farmhouse, folk horror. So, I don't know, man. I guess it's subjective, but in going through that big long list of movies, I did find one that I had not watched. It's called The Stone Tape from 1972.
Oh.
British, probably a BBC original, like painfully British. Oh, you know what I mean? Like extremely. You almost need subtitles for this son of a bitch. Yeah. And it's from 1972.
Whoa.
Which means very watered down, I guess. I think it was like a made-for-TV situation.
Oh, okay.
Basically, these electronics experts are trying to develop the next big recording thing, moving away from vinyl into cassette tapes and magnetic tapes. They think they found something called stone tape. They go to this old dilapidated estate in the English countryside, happens to be haunted, and they start picking up ghost activity on their various recording equipment. It's Ghost Hunters in 1972 with British people. It seemed a lot better.
Oh, really?
It felt like it was going to be pretty good, but then it was not. That's all I'm looking at, Big Dog. What do you got?
Evil Dead Rise.
So I heard. Is it as horny as everybody tells me?
Dude.
Yeah?
Yes.
I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, you got to.
It's already on VOD. I got to wait till the fucking kids and the wife are out of here.
Oh, man. It's amazing.
Better than 2013?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Little nod in there. Just listen to the video, not video recordings, the
reel to
record.
Reel. Yeah.
recording in there.
Okay.
Really listen to
Okay.
the voices in there.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. You'll recognize somebody.
Oh, boy. You're getting me all hot and bothered over here, buddy. What else you got, man?
That's it.
That's it?
Yep.
That's the only thing worth talking about?
Oh,
Well,
man.
that's
That's
just
the
fine.
only thing we're talking about.
Tell me about it. Speaking of things not worth talking about, how about some immersion therapy?
Mm-hmm.
Immersion therapy.
You get a chance to check out The Possessed on Tubi.
Yeah.
So there's 14 different movies called The Possessed on Tubi.
Yeah.
Which was yours not from the United States?
I don't remember.
Did it star somebody else from another horror franchise?
I'm trying to think.
Okay. Was there a lot of this going on?
Yes.
Okay, good. We watched the same
Yeah.
one. We watched the same one then.
Yeah.
It's Australian.
Based on a true story.
Apparently.
At least, at the very end, it's like, oh, wait, what?
Yeah, that's a real guy? Are you
Yeah.
serious? That's what he does? He just goes like this, and then the demons come. And then he goes and stands in the backyard and makes a fool out of himself.
Right? It's like he's trying to shoo a fly.
Pretty much.
Waving his hand around. Hey, get out of here, get out of here.
I wasn't a big fan of The Possessed, man.
No,
It was just
no.
me. I don't know. It felt... for the amount of hot chicks in this movie and the lack of nudity thereof, wildly disappointing. There was a lot of hot chicks in this movie. Mm-hmm. Not a booby to be seen.
Nope.
I don't care for that kind of treatment, buddy.
Right?
Feels disrespectful to me.
Maybe that's what the guy was doing. Take your clothes off. Well, take it off.
Take the bra and the panties and the bra and the panties.
That's right.
I don't know, man. It starred John Jarrett, who we all know and love from the Wolf Creeks.
Mm-hmm.
It just felt it felt very sci-fi original. Like,
Yeah.
if they had thrown an R rating on this and actually done something with some of the possession, might have been okay. Maybe dial back some of that CGI on us, because they laid it on pretty thick,
Yeah.
dude. And it was not very good CGI.
Yeah.
It's felt like a sci-fi original. It's one of those movies that I always bring up that lacks any kind of commitment or soul. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Sure, have your. And I felt like they were trying to jumpstart a franchise. It's probably not going to, because they have at the end the big demon gets away, and now their little merry band of knuckleheads has got to go track it down.
Yeah.
They've got their world famous DJ who somehow is supernaturally gifted, and she's just going to walk away from her DJing career to help track down this demon. And then the video guy and the cousin and the other random chick that just tags along. All right, well, I see what you're doing. You're wanting to make some more money off of
The
this.
DJ club scene was kind of cool.
It was, sure. Where the thing was like coming out and jumping into other people.
Yeah.
That was all right.
Remind me of, was that Fallen or that?
Yeah. Denzel Washington,
Yeah.
right? Where you
Kinda
touch
remind
them
me
and
of
then they
that.
get it. Yeah. I don't know, man. It just... Why are we so afraid of making rated R horror movies?
I don't know if they're trying to get it to everybody. Like, hey, this is for all ages.
Okay.
You little, young kids that like scary movies. Here you go. But I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of.
But why?
Or they got to pay the person more for nudity.
I'll chip in. I'll chip in.
in.
Sure. Put a fucking GoFundMe or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll put in on that. Show me some boobs. Yeah, I'm in. I don't know, man. It just felt very soulless, to pardon the pun, I guess. But it just, I don't think there was any cussing that I recall. No nudity. The gore was minimal. The demon effects were mostly CGI and kind of a little bit off the cuff.
Even the whole putting the demon in the ground. Here, I'm going to go over here and just shake like crazy.
Yeah, I'm just going to take a dump in my pants and then we'll call it good. What the fuck are you doing, dude? Very silly. I say you can skip The Possessed from 2021, inmates. Buddy, what do you got for us this week, big dog?
All right, this week, let's check out 2022's Husera the Bone Woman. Valerie has long dreamed about becoming a mother. After learning that she's pregnant, she expects to feel happy, yet something's off.
Something is always off when
Yes.
you're pregnant.
Right.
I've been around pregnant women there, buddy.
Yeah. And you'll find this gem on Shudder.
And you'll find this gem somewhere else if there's a pregnant woman.
Right.
Especially my wife. She's a real peach when she's pregnant. Right on, inmates. I think it is now time to educate me.
Mm-hmm.
Educating Miss Monica.
My clues from last week. Was a famous writer, and I've fallen off a little bit, and I'm trying to regain my popularity. But I need another bestseller is what I need. This motherfucking writer's block is not helping. I just can't seem to get the creative juices flowing. So I'm going to have my editor lock me in my own apartment. He's going to take care of the food and the water and everything, and give me a call periodically. Turns out I might be claustrophobic, buddy. And I might be slowly unraveling within my own apartment for the next 30 days. There also might be a psycho clown in here with me, too. I can't say for sure. I don't know what the fuck is going on anymore. Or there also might be a hot chick that likes to come in and take baths. That part would be okay. Who might I be, you ask? I am Final Draft from 2009, starring the incomparable James Van Der Beek.
Oh, my goodness.
It's not a very good movie, but I knew nobody would get that one. Who might I be this week, you ask, buddy? Well, I have recently gotten to a bar fight in Los Angeles, and it turns out this fucking asshole, whom I sort of beat up, but he kind of beat me up too, now wants to press charges. I got to get the fuck out of the country, so I am selling off everything I own, taking what cash I have, and heading to beautiful Italia for I don't know, maybe I'll just live there, maybe I'll just kind of wander about. Met this really hot chick, screaming hot. I think I'm in love with this girl, and she keeps disappearing, and she's giving herself weird injections, and we went to a museum, and there was a portrait on the wall. I swear to God, looked exactly like her. Who might I be, you ask? Tune in next week and I'll drop some knowledge on you, inmates. In the meantime, I think that's going to about do it for us, me and Buddy here in the padded room. Thank you very much for joining us. We do have a Patreon campaign running. If anybody gives a shit, go to support.paddedroompodcast.com. Take you right where you need to be, tell you everything you need to do, and what you're going to get when you support our Patreon. Join us next week for Grave Robbers here in Cinco de Mayo month, Spanish month here in the padded room. Like, comment, subscribe wherever you found this show. That helps our visibility quite a bit. In the meantime, Buddy, you got anything else on the week?
No, all good.
Well, alrighty then. For Lovecraftian Italian sexy women, killer clowns that may or may not be in your writer block psyche or your apartment, Hellboy sequels or prequels that we didn't know we needed but we're getting anyway, Spanish horror movies, entire blocks that are haunted at the exact same time, weird paranormal research teams, and the Padded Room podcast. I'm afraid visiting hours are over.
Bye and have a great week.